AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. We from New York, man. We gonna kick this off, right? We just talking offline about kid Wayno's from around. He's from Harlem. He used to be around the Rockefeller dudes, and he was on. You know what? He replaced Joe Budden with the academic show.
Everyday Struggle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now. His stuff pops up all the time.
So, oh yeah,
he was an A&R. He was an A&R for Rockefeller.
Okay, so he's just replaying or revisiting the Locks versus Beanie Siegel, and Locks versus State Property. Really, that's what it was. Even though it's supposed to be Jada versus Jay, he ducked that. Yo, who's hitting that button?
It was by mistake. I apologize.
Nah,
I was trying to see the comments, and I must have hit the button by mistake.
All right, because he leave it up, because then it'll be see how it's by Flea right now. It's gonna pop. It's gonna scroll past him.
Is it good now?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think so.
But you said Flea, you can dig this.
That might be the only L Jada took. That
is the L he took, and people don't want to say it.
That's the L right there. He could. I forgot. Then I listened and I'm like, oh, there might have been another verse. It always fades out, and it's like, damn, feel like he has some more for niggas. But yeah,
Siegel, another verse.
Yeah, Siegel was Siegel got
call another verse. Nah, Beanie. I told you that's when I became a Beanie fan, and it was before that. I was like, what you doing even thinking about battling Jay? What's wrong with you? Who you think you are? And we dropped that. You out your league, dog. Our wild is bigger. You got to tolerate C for you holla at Jigga. So, oh, wait. What?
Leave it up the Hove to X out Tommy Buns.
Yo, Beanie went crazy.
He went crazy on that shit. I don't know. That's a different era, though.
Kick your ball over the fence. Tell you who yard is this.
Kick your ball over the fence and tell you who yard is this.
That's Fleet. Now that's my thing. When y'all keep bringing up game, I'm like, God tolerate beans for you holla at Jada. Game ain't no Beanie Siegel. What the hell's wrong with these people?
Okay.
Beanie Siegel?
Okay. All right, Fabian.
Stop. Nah.
I don't know what your thing is with game. I don't know what your thing is with game. But
because people say he's nice and they get him. I say, oh, bro, he's nice. He's nice.
You see his brother in the middle? He hasn't said one word yet. He been letting us cook. He ain't said one word yet.
He's patiently waiting. The game is nice, bro. But these guys are
his ass off.
I'm gonna be honest. Yo, Beanie Siegel's evil. Man, we talking about Pusha T. Beans is evil, like really evil. And then he's slick. Game ain't slick like that. He ain't slick. So sorry, I had to throw a shot at him. Dog.
I'm gonna be honest. Game is regular weed, bro. when it comes to
yes,
like when it comes to the top dogs, game is regular weed, bro. And I'm gonna say something that's probably nobody's gonna agree with, but I'm fine. Beanie Siegel and Rick Ross is better than a lot of rappers. Y'all can
been on this road shit for a while.
No, I'm when we talk about just nice. Remember, let's just talk about nice, where it's just Rick Ross and Beanie Siegel deserves a lot more praise than what they get. Now we know the top dogs, Nas, Jay. Jada is in that as far as ball, but I'm gonna be honest. When we talk about just flat out nice, listen, man. I know guys like Ice Cube and LL don't get a lot of props that they deserve, but Beanie Siegel and Rick Ross, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm taking them over a lot of motherfuckers, a lot.
Rap their ass off. Siegel used to be like one of my favorites to listen to. Like,
Beans was tough. His
was
album,
insane.
the beat coming was crazy. I was your better
Coming
buddy. He
was
got a
crazy.
lot of joints. Feel it in the air, all that shit. Gotta understand. Beans, I thought he was nice. I thought he was cool. When he battled the Locks, it was like, yo, I was doing my bias shit. He ain't fuck me. He ain't say nothing. My man, I think my man Lamel from up the hill. I was in his car. He was like, nah, Beanie got that, bro.
Oh,
With not even a, you know how somebody hit you with the, nah, it's not even, I'm not arguing with you. Oh shit.
I'm sorry. I see the highlight and you left it up there. The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant. She's in the building early. Miss Tori B is in the building, y'all. Y'all know the drill. Put a hands up, a thumbs up, a heart, maybe even a googly eyes. Listen, say what's up to the beautiful ladies. Tori B, good evening, baby.
Lock.
Oh, hold on. Back to back. The ladies of AllBall TV pulling up in the building. The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant. Darlene Bryant is also in the building. Fellas, show some love. Darlene Bryant, what's up, baby?
Darlene B, what up, baby?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so that's because you listen and you watch and you listen to the lot. Yeah, but Beanie got off on that verse too. On that Foxy Brown. Yo, listen, Beans. That just I ain't even talking about because that's when he went overboard with when he took Jada's joint. But that other shit over the old no beat, over the 357 beat. Nah, man. Talking about the streets and you repping it hard. I'm the concrete, pavement, asphalt, and tar. Nah, he's different.
Put your hands up. Nah, fuck that. Put your hands down. Come on, put your hands up. Nah, fuck that. Put your hands down.
Talking about you rock yourself out. You see me, you really gonna wish you knock yourself out.
When it was C, need the whole lot to help out. This is
just me.
I don't need to rock the help out.
Yo, nah.
I can tell by your style you the ghost of this shit. I can tell by your style you write most of your shit. Yeah, my nigga, most of you, bitch.
Oh my God.
Me pissed. Can't put you in the dirt. So you pussy, so I'm gonna fuck you while I'm lifting your skirt. He went crazy.
He went bananas.
Greatest rapper to come out of Philly, not even close.
Come on.
Not even close. It's nothing even think about, bro.
Out. Right? 4/5 in there, 1 it out. Tell you how your mouth. Come on. Probably leave blood in your mouth. Knock your brains out.
Philly got spitters, but I'm being honest. It's so much of a gap. It's not even close. Beanie Siegel is the greatest rapper to come out of Philly. I'm not arguing with nobody.
You're not gonna argue with Gilly?
Gilly ain't. Listen. This ain't a freestyle. This ain't a verse. You know what it is about Beans too, bro? I feel Beans, man. When he raps, I feel him. That's the thing about. I'm shit on him again, please. That's what it is about. Even hold on, I got an even worse take for y'all. The way y'all talking about Fab, like, yo, he's cool.
Cool.
He's cool.
It's cool.
We mentioning him with Jada and all these dudes. Who did he battle to prove that he's? That's why I lost respect for Banks, because Banks ain't really who you battle. And Banks was, oh shit, he put the scope on him. He had the scope on Jada and all of them. And it was like,
slow down.
What happened though?
Slow down.
Nah. Okay.
Banks what?
Banks was hot for 2 years, bro. Fab was hot for like 8-10 years.
Fab was hot for a long time. The soul tapes was yes.
Changing
1 and
times.
2. 1 and 2. I'll go 1 and 2. After that,
I never heard him get mean.
Fat regular weed, OG.
No. I'm not. So for me, right, when it comes to this rap game, I kind of compare it to the league, right? So you got the top tier echelon: Jordan, Kobe, Braun, KD, Magic, Bird, Duncan, like not I mean. So for me, I don't put guys like the Game and Fab and them in that category. It's no disrespect, but I would put them in the category maybe of like, let's say the James Hardens and all that type shit. But I think when you talk about the top tier, I mean, dudes be nice, but like I told y'all, Beans and Rick Ross, for me, after you go Hove, my favorite is Rakim, right? But after you go Hove, I leave Rakim in a whole nother, but after you go Hove, Nas, Big, Jada, I'm going to be honest. Beans and Rick Ross is better than everybody else. Now for me, guys like Scarface, LL, you know,
I mean, X is in that category for
right,
me.
excuse me, DMX,
like
one of my favorites. Right. I mean, so I'm sorry, I'll put X in that top tier with the whole Nas and them guys, right?
Yeah.
But for me, after that, top 5, 6, 7, however people want to slice it, I'm gonna be honest. Beans and Rick Ross, to me, that's where it stops, and then everybody else, like the Fabs, and I'm being honest, Banks to me doesn't get mentioned. It's no disrespect to him, but I'm being real, bro. It's a lot of niggas that's nice, but then you just got that other tier, and to me, as good as Fab is, it's not for me, bro. I think he's a tad bit overrated.
I agree. Simple.
Okay. I can roll with that, but that's
the way they discuss him, Fleet. That see for me,
Right.
he might not be overrated, but the way like Chick-fil-A, some people can't live without Chick-fil-A, but for me, it's like, yo, bro, this shit is regular weed, right?
regular.
So that's what makes me exaggerate and go, yo, this shit is overrated. To me, that's what they do with Fab. Like, you got some people that'll tell you Fab is in their top 5, and it's like, yo, bro, and fellas, see, this is where guys like Fab and JADAKISS, who are super dope, you gotta have a classic album, bro.
I don't know if Kiss got a classic album, and
That's my point.
Yeah,
so
but he got.
But a lot of
Kiss's
niggas don't have
catalog
classic albums, though. A lot of niggas don't have classic albums. The
top
God tier,
top 10 niggas got classic albums, bro.
Right. Oh, right. That's why they can't get. But see, Game might have a classic album. That's the thing about Game. He might have a classic album, and his other albums are really good. But I'm talking about just rapping. I'm not listening. I'm not. You know what it is about Jada and Jay-Z? There was a time for like 2 years I couldn't wait. If it said Jay-Z featuring Jay-Z featuring Jada, I'm skipping everybody's verse to listen because they were on fire. They were on fire. They were too slick. They were too slick. Nobody had it. Nobody had it on their level. And to your point with Ross, I don't even like Ross like that. But when that album dropped with the BMF joint and he had the mixtape, my man, shout out to Joe Rose. When I heard that, and it's the way he raps,
that nigga different, bro.
Yeah.
Listen.
And I don't even like Ross, but he knows how to rap. It's different. That the voice, everything, the presence. We call him a fake CO, whatever. I don't care. I've never cared about any of that shit. We talking about music. And Rick Ross, the beat select, everything about it. Bro, he slick talks too.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Niggas be nice, man. Like, so for me, you know, I know we're going to get to the basketball talk. Big shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that like button. You know, we just sometimes vent and vibe. But I think, you know, with the rap game, you know, years from now, when you got to have that top 10 list, listen, man, you know, you got some legendary guys. But for me, I think Beans and Rick Ross, listen, man, I'm going to say it. They deserve to be in top 10 greatest rappers of all time.
Honorable mention for me. Like, if you can't handle them, we just can't.
All right, so let me ask you a question. For me, right, when you get past, all right, I even give some of the GOATs their props, right? So when you get past, let's just say you go just to pay homage, like in the NBA, how you pay homage to God bless his soul, Bill Russell, you still have guys like Kareem, Magic, Bird, right? So how we respect them, Will Chamberlain, God rest his soul. So for me, my GOATs that you have to respect, I would probably say Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Rakim, and LL, right? That's 4. Now, from there, when you go in Big, J, Nas, from there, okay, you like guys like Ice Cube and Scarface, you know, maybe those have to be your favorites. But I'm just saying, there's so many that, for me, their catalog, just what they did, it's hard when you got to now bring up guys like Fab and Game, and I get it, but I'm gonna be honest, that list is your preference. But for me, I just feel guys like Rick Ross and Beanie Siegel, when we have these hip hop debates, when a lot of big platforms have these hip hop debates, Rick Ross and Beanie Siegel doesn't get mentioned enough. I keep DMX in that echelon. But Beanie Siegel and Rick Ross, my opinion, doesn't get mentioned enough. They really don't. Their body of work, their rap skills is impeccable, bro. I'm sorry. They shit is nuts. And that's just my opinion.
Flea Corey Lee shouting you out. Flea Gilly, what LP what LP Gilly put out besides Little Wayne's? Come on, my queens, bro. Queens,
I don't think Gilly is good. I don't think Gilly is good. I was just being funny. Like Gilly is regular.
I think he's nice. I think he's like, but like when you put the beat on and you got to make music, that shit is a different. Flea, I would say Hilltop Cat, Steady B, 3 dope, cool. Cool Philly first in that city. Okay. I think what's our guy? King Speech. He said Black Thought. Black Thought, he got like one of the best freestyles ever on that Funk Flex shit. And he is one of the best, like just rapping. This motherfucker can rap, man.
Just rapping.
The best Funk Flex freestyle ever, because I'm tired of that discussion about Black Thought. The best Funk Flex freestyle ever is God rest his soul, the young man that died from the Bronx.
Fred the Godson?
Fred the Godson has the best Funk Flex freestyle ever. I'm not arguing with nobody.
His shit was bananas.
You will not. You will. If you said you turned your nose up to the Black Thought freestyle, we don't have to argue. You got it. Big shout out to rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
Right.
Rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
Fred the Godson went crazy. Yeah, because at first I was like, who is this? This is JadaKiss' little brother. Who is this? He killed it. But Black Thought, I was gonna say Jay-Z shit was the best Funk Flex freestyle ever. Grammy family shit was insane.
That was tough.
That shit was tough.
See, I'm thinking we talking about, when Flex kind of brought it back now. If we talking all time, all right.
No, I want to include both because y'all ain't them lock shits when they went up there. You guys ain't touching that shit.
I mean, even when the unit was going up there, losing their minds. When the unit was going up there, losing their minds.
Please don't make me say it.
What?
Don't make me say it. When you're mad with Tony Yeezo.
Yo, when that nigga first came home, them niggas was losing their minds, bro. Losing their minds for a second.
From 100 yards, I make a hippo drop. What?
I got a long Desert Eagle like RoboCop.
Ooh. Yo, what's going off? So I couldn't believe my ears.
He might got the best ball out of all the Funk Flex freestyles when he said hand in hand since the real Roxanne.
We going hand in hand since the real Roxanne. You want beef? We can handle this man to man. When I pull out, there's no need to reload it. I flush you out your house like you a rodent. I'm out for the chips and the wealth. Tie you in your trunk, have you pissed on yourself, taking dips on the belt. Whatever I say is being felt. The words of my tongue make your taste buds melt. See me and my team push past throughout Queens. Hit the lights, hit the ice, they shine like high beams. Nothing but frozen jewels, I'm holding tools. Getting ugly like bowling shoes, nigga. Them niggas was wilding up there.
Yo, tell me, yo.
Nah, that's Banks. That's Banks. That was Banks? But that's Banks. But them niggas was going crazy up there.
Yeah. Banks got some shit.
Yo, nah, OG, you brought it back. When he said hand in hand since the real rock. Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah. That was crazy.
Tough.
I don't think I was alive for the real Roxanne.
I'm in the Spurs throwback with the old gray Timbs. Banks was wilding. Them niggas was wilding.
Banks melted Fab in one of them joints. Yeah.
Wow.
On the Banks told niggas shit get uglier than the Masterpiece sneaker. Like, come on.
Nah, OG, why you put me back into a spot just now. Nigga said going hand to hand since the real Roxanne. You want beef, we can handle this, man to man. Yeah, that was an error. That was a good error. That was a great error. That was a great error.
Lines like a Martin Luther King speech.
That was a great error. Word.
Nah, it was going crazy, man.
Yeah, he was going crazy. Bonkers. Them niggas was going nuts.
But y'all, hold on. I didn't even introduce my guys. How dare I?
Ball suckers.
You see him.
We live.
Biggest, y'all. Never here, y'all.
And of course, it's the NBA offseason. So we're going to give you 20 minutes of hip hop talk. That's what we do. Curve. But it is what it is. We got some trending topics. Scope the land. James Jones, the former front office, was general manager of the Phoenix Suns. He left and became an executive VP and head of basketball for the NBA.
He ran the Suns into the ground. He gonna fucking run the league into the ground. How the fuck he get this job?
Word. You running the NBA now?
How did he get this job?
James Jones. Hold on, I'm not even gonna talk shit about him. You got pulled like that. Leave me alone. Golden State supposedly could have had DeAndre, and they passed on him. People were wondering what the hell's going on. Giannis is out there in Greece chilling among speculation. He's letting everybody go crazy in the States. He's back at home eating a falafel or some shit. Miles Turner. I seen that with Miles Turner. You saw Rick Carlisle. He was saying, "Yo, the Bucks probably gave him a deal. Take it or leave it. We're gonna offer you a deal, offer you this money, but if you walk out of this room, offers off the table." So that Rick Carlisle broke down how he felt like, he said it happens all the time in it's business, and he said, that's why I looked like it was so shocking, but things. The more things change, the more they stay the same. SGA will grace the cover of 2K. Who cares? Angel Reese lands a signature shoe with Reebok. By the way, the Angel Reese hate doesn't slow down, huh? She been killing.
She been a hooping. I think it just be
Flea.
They be wilding her out. I don't know why, but they wild her out. Like she ain't
deservedly so.
She ain't got the bitty bop like the Caitlin Clarks and all the other guards. She's not she's not one of them that got that shit in her game. But she play her ass off. Hey, I don't know what else you looking from her. This who she been.
No, she was thinking it up, bro. She's back honing it in. I think homegirl sitting down though. Cardozo, I see her name.
Oh, Camilla.
She sat down and it opened up the court for her apparently, and Reed's been passing the ball and all that. Someone's noticeably quiet, so I'm just gonna move on to the next topic. LeBron James and Steph Curry, they in Abu Dhabi chilling, playing golf, huh? They think they slick, man. They getting that Abu Dhabi money. I'm not gonna call it the other thing. Busta Rhymes, y'all were wilding. I'm not repeating that. You're getting me flagged on our channel. Go to hell. Yeah, Cardozo's Brazilian. I forgot about that. Yeah, fellas. Yeah. Moving right along. Y'all see the thumbnail. What the hell's happening here, man? What the hell's happening, y'all? I thought we had shit under control. Apparently not. All of our dream assistant coaches, line them up one by one. Gone. Phil Handy has signed with the Dallas Mavericks officially. He will be an assistant coach for the Dallas Mavericks and Jason Kidd. Looks like Jason Kidd is staying over there, old boy. I know we haven't heard the extension news yet, but And James Borrego is staying with the Pelicans. I don't know what the hell's happening, but old boy be in the YouTube streets, man. Hey, he found a clip for us. These guys, our guys. Shout out to Kenny. Gilbert Arenas and them. They were talking about Rick Brunson and the New York Knicks situation. See what they had to say.
He's just gonna have. Listen, the fact that they gotta say this out loud lets me know bullshit. Like nobody who was thinking about Rick Brunson. Well, what you mean? So, like media wise, I mean just outside. So the fact that you're coming in and this is what you want to, he's gonna get demoted. So we don't have to worry about him, y'all. Like, the fact that you got to even bring that up,
but he's still here. But it's a thing though. My son took less money.
That's the thing.
Put out whatever y'all can put out whatever y'all want. I'm behind the scenes. I'm the Wizard of Oz out here.
And the people up there, that's one group. Leon, that's all one group.
Yes.
Mike Brown, who you want, man? He'll take it back. See who you want.
Rick, who you want?
Y'all to stop talking.
Rick, who do you want, Rick? Rick, who do you like?
Are you okay with
Rick, are you cool with Mike Brown?
Yeah.
Are you cool? Yeah, I like Rick. I like Mike.
Yeah,
I like
where you gonna put me? We're gonna put you behind the bitch. All right. Bet.
Want to go any further, all boys? That's cool from there.
Nah, I'm fine with that.
What do you think about that? Because you know we've been talking about that. Rick Brunson staying with us. They basically said what we said, like, bro, his son turned down $100 million, bro. But they're saying like, yo, they confirming what we said. Yo, dog, I'm still part of this team, bro. And you've been saying that, all ball.
Yeah, I mean, let me first back up. I don't agree with you saying, you know, we missing out on guys that, you know, maybe we would like personally, but the Phil Handy and the other guy, that's not my dream assistant coaches. Would it have been cool for them to be there? Yeah, but that's not my dream. I told you my dream is Rondo, Griffin, the Griffin I'm talking about that used to coach the Milwaukee Bucks. There's other guys out there, right? Maybe another vet type. Man, listen, I would try to see what the hell is D'Antoni doing. Come help us with some offenses. Like, so for me, you know, those guys are not my dream guys we missed out on. But with the Rick Brunson situation, I keep telling y'all, what is he getting demoted to? We need to be careful with these. I don't believe none of that stuff. I don't believe Mike Brown said that. I don't believe that is a discussion in the front office. I think Rick Brunson's role is crystal clear. I'm the reason my son is here. I'm here because of my son. Simple and plain. Fleet always says something that I've been thinking about a while. What's the problem with Rick Brunson? He knows the game. We watch his son. We watch him get his son to this level. He's played in the league. So why couldn't he be on the bench? I mean, like I agree with y'all when y'all say I don't think he should have any say so. With, you know, what should happen or with trades or I think this no, but I don't have no problem with him being there. I just don't. I think, you know, Mike Brown should be able to pick his guys, but we have to be this. To me, this is very sensitive, because you don't want to piss off your best player. He saved us $100 million. However we want to feel about that, Brunson to me is the best player on the team. At times, Cat could be, but you know we see who's consistent with it. But I mean, big shout out Gilbert Arenas in them, but sometimes they just be saying shit just to say it. But I want to know, where did that come from? The demoting part on Rick Brunson, because like I said, I don't think Mike Brown said that. Like I told y'all, you know, as men, maybe Mike Brown and Rick Brunson need to have a conversation. But I don't know where that came from. I have no problem with Rick Brunson being on the bench. I also have no problem with him sitting his ass in the skybox. To me, he's not. I don't see him being a problem. He wasn't a problem on the bench last season. And I'm gonna be honest. A lot of great teams that won, their assistant coaches did have some type of say-so and have some type of input. How many great teams we see today, you see the head coaches taking advice from the assistant coaches. Remember that Jeff Teague and his brother played for Tom Thibodeau. They said out their mouth, pause, yo, I like Tibbs. He a decent, good coach, but he don't want no help from nobody. He does everything. So I'm curious to see who Mike Brown is going to have on the bench with him. I agree with y'all, my brothers, that I don't think Rick Brunson should be the the second assistant head coach that can actually, be there if something go down and he's the head coach. But I don't see no problem with him being on the bench. I really don't. He has a relationship with those guys. I think his input when it comes to the game of basketball, maybe seeing what's going on the court, because sometimes a coach could be so involved the way you may not see certain things. How many times we seen Rick Brunson have to tell us, yo, get them out the game. You see guys get upset, he walk over and calm them down. So for me, I don't see the big deal. But I also want to know where's this information coming from, because like I told y'all, when the info was coming out as far as we was interviewing all these head coaches, where's this information coming from that Rick Brunson is being demoted? Because I haven't seen nobody come out and deny it. Rick Brunson didn't make a comment, a statement. Mike Brown didn't say anything about it. I didn't hear anybody from the Knicks organization. So maybe, the media is trying to stir up some bullshit. That's my opinion. But I don't think, we went after guys and lost them, as far as Phil Henry, the guy from the New Orleans. I mean, niggas is regular weed. Them niggas ain't gonna be the reason why we win a championship. The fuck out of here. Sorry, that's just my opinion. But I'm very curious to see who Mike Brown brings.
Championship assistant coach Phil Handy.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Multiple times. Toronto, Cleveland, over here, over there. I know.
Oh, just asking, what's his expertise? Like, what does he do?
Player development. Hell of a trainer, has segued himself into being a viable head coach. Been around a lot of great head coaches, been around a lot of great players. Part of that 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers coaching staff, probably the toughest championship you ever seen. A lot of different things he's been a part of. That Toronto team that Kawhi came and won, he was the coach on that team.
So stay there. It's no knock to him. I'm not. It's okay. He's been around, but let's dig deep. So that championship where LeBron them came down 3-1, you think Phil Handy had really something to do with that?
Do I think Phil Handy had anything to do with that? For sure.
Like what?
For sure.
If you may explain, like what?
I mean, that's a down locker room when you're going up against historically the best team ever, 73-9, and you down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. I don't think Ty Lue was the only nigga in there that was coaching niggas up. I think there's an assortment of guys in there that was helping getting guys back into that series. Once you get back into that series, shit changed. Well, we saw that. So I'm not saying Phil Handy is the guy that moved the pieces, but Phil Handy had to say so. Hell of a relationship with Kyrie Irving. There's a reason why he's in Dallas. So, I mean.
No, Robert, so you prove my point. Let's not act like, he turned this down. No, his connection to Kyrie is why he's in Dallas. I'm just saying, I'm not trying
and
to
they needed to replace Sham God too. They needed to replace Sham God.
Right. Yeah. So for me, I'm being a stickler. That's just who I am. But just playing devil's
advocate. I'm busting your balls, Paul.
All right, yeah. But I'm just saying, we just have to be careful with giving guys too much credit. Once again, LeBron won that championship because Draymond Green got suspended for Game 5, and the Kawhi Leonard Toronto Raptors. If KD doesn't go down, they don't win. Phil Handy has nothing to do with that. But big shout out to him.
That's dead wrong. But Flea, you didn't get to expound more on, I guess, the whole thing is reacting to Gilbert Arenas saying the media bringing up Rick Brunson out of nowhere. Phil Handy signing with the Mavericks. You kind of touched on that, and James Borrego with the Pelicans, because you did say beforehand, like, yo, I'd rather see Borrego as the head coach and Mike Brown as the assistant. So it does this, if you can tie all three together, what's your point of view on this?
Yeah, I do my best to try. I feel like first, like we can't have it both ways. And what I mean by that is, if our whole entire coaching staff stunk, then our whole entire coaching staff stunk. Not just Mo Cheeks, Mark Bryant, Othello Harrington, all them other niggas, but Rick Brunson is top tier. No, he was a part of that shit show too last season. So like, I'm not about to sit here and act like Rick Brunson is in another seat and all the rest of these niggas is just like, we got to kill these niggas. We ain't hold Rick Brunson's feet to the fire like we held sorry ass Othello Harrington. Like we killed Othello. Oh yeah, I did. Everybody did. Now Rick Brunson is the guy that's sitting. No, you can get the fuck out of here too. You can go to. Get away from the side. You can go to. And that's my point. If you're not gonna hire this dude to be the head coach, get him out of here. If you're not gonna hire him, get off the bench. Get away from the bench. I do have a problem with him being around, just sitting around, just being around. Get out of here. What we doing? Your son is gonna be fine. Your son has proven he can make the league without you being on a coaching staff. Your son has shown that he can elevate his level of play without you being on the coaching staff. Like, this is a gift. Your son is here. Your man Leon Rose is here. Like, this is really a gift. You don't really have to be around. What is his expertise, brother AllBall? Like, what is Rick Brunson's expert? Like, what does he do well as a head coach? Telling teams to get niggas out the game? Like, what does he do well? Help me understand.
This answer is short and simple. He got his son to the Knicks. That's what he did well.
All right, I roll with that. You know, we love JB. So I roll with it. But
and he got his son to take $100 million discount.
For sure. I'm sure he ate off that too. But like off of you know, just off.
I mean, no, literally, you asked what he did. Phil Handy ain't do that.
Right.
Yo,
fuck out of here.
Right.
Phil Handy and Rick Brunson, who you hiring for your head coach? Who you hiring?
Neither one.
Neither one. I'm rolling with you.
Neither one.
I'm rolling with you. Listen, and then, you know, it just sounds like the same song and dance from last week, right? Big shout out to Mike Brown, but Mike Brown wasn't our first choice, right? He wasn't our first choice. And, you know, when there's smoke, there's fire. These reports that are coming out, we'll get validation from them at some point. These niggas just be talking just to be talking, right? Not most of them. Some of them, yeah. But if Stephen Bondy said it, I kind of trust that Stephen Bondy heard it from somewhere. And at some point, it's going to be validated. Because the way the validation happens is when we look on the sideline, come Halloween, November 1st, whatever it is, and Daddy Brunson ain't over there, that will validate that, look, he's taking a lesser role. I just don't want us to overshoot this thing. Like, Mike Brown got the job, okay, cool. Now we throwing out all these names that he should hire, and now everybody's bursting our bubble. Hey, Borrego's gonna stay with Willie Green in New Orleans. We're such a hot commodity. The Knicks are such a great place to be. James Borrego, you said get New Orleans Pelicans the fuck out of that state. James Borrego is choosing to stay in New Orleans with Willie Green. Big shout out to Willie Green, but he's staying with Willie Green and that shit show over there right now.
Niggas don't want no pressure. Niggas don't want no pressure.
Maybe.
You go down there and hide and just get your money. You ain't got to worry about talking to the press, nothing. Niggas can still, you in New Orleans, you can still go hang out with your family, your wife, none of that. You come to New York, niggas already know. Cameras in your face, you got to answer questions. You see what's going on. Some niggas don't want that pressure.
That's a fact. But who's built for that, right? We throw a lot of names out here all the time. Are niggas built for that? Mike Brown got to be built for that. Like we said, these niggas don't talk. We will hear from Leon Rose maybe at the beginning of this year, just because it's a new coach. But at the beginning of this year, we won't hear from him for the rest of the year. We won't hear from Dolan unless something catastrophic happens. So Mike Brown got to, like we said this yesterday, Mike Brown got to be the guy to rap to us. And if he ain't rapping the way we want to hear, you heard us talking about rap and hip hop for a little while. I spit that shit verbatim what Banks said. If this nigga Brown don't come in here rapping his fucking ass off, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for that nigga. It's a fact. It's a fact, but it's gonna be rough, baby. So I don't know, man.
I mean, you were killing that shit so much, I almost lost what I was gonna say, and then you brought it right back to the point when you mentioned Leon Rose and his announcements. When is he gonna talk? And this is how they talk, AllBall. They put this shit in the media. They don't talk. They just use reporters and the media, and like they put this out there. That's our guy. Yeah, he got demoted, but he ain't going nowhere. That's the message to me. Mike Brown, I don't think Mike Brown doesn't have to say Rick Brunson's not going to be my associate head coach. You don't have to say that. When they ask you who your staff is, you present the staff. Minus Rick Brunson. That's not, I don't have to mention his name, but he knows what he's walking into. Mike Brown knows what he's walking into. I just do find it interesting, like what Gilbert Arenas said. Why was this even a topic? How was it even a topic? Nobody's thinking about Rick Brunson. And Leon Rose and them all. That's their guy. Shout out to you, Corey Lee. Appreciate you again for your $5. Rick Brunson is Leon inside man. That's his first client off CAA. And those family ties go back decades. Like, this is a real family. That's why I knew the Tom Thibodeau thing was going to be really tough on them. And the Rick Brunson thing, it's the same thing. The only thing I could think of is that you can't put him in the skybox and pay him up there because there's no job that would equal being an assistant coach, like as far as pay goes. And he just, I would think Phil Handy is a better assistant coach. I would think he's a better development coach, even though Rick Brunson got his son into the league or helped get his son into the league. I would think Phil Handy is, but business-wise, it's politics. James Dolan is not looking at Rick Brunson like some lackey. He's looking at him like, damn, you got us a superstar in the city that nobody thought was going to be this when we signed him. So he's bringing them jerseys. Because of Brunson, you can go after a cat. As much as I don't care for cat or didn't care for cat before, we weren't as attractive before. Brunson made New York attractive. Rick Brunson helped make that happen. So I think that message to the media was from Leon Rose, and he's letting everybody know our guy ain't going nowhere. This is how we're gonna win. And it was hard-nosed with the Tom Thibodeau thing. I thought they were trying to go win with Tom Thibodeau. Like, they were so stubborn about it. We're gonna win our way. And James Dolan had to come down and be like, listen, players don't like him, this, that, and the third. Now, if it comes out and the reports come out and it's starting to get stronger, we hear anonymous sources start talking about Rick Brunson, then I think, to your point, AllBall, there's now we got smoke. Because as of right now, we haven't heard anyone say anything really. This is all media reports that they could be just speculating like we always do.
I mean, y'all both made great points. Like I said, I'm just eager, to see once the smoke settles, who's going to be on his coaching staff. I think this is the only way I think Mike Brown can be successful. Is with a great coaching staff. So I can't wait to see who he picks. As long as it ain't Mo Cheeks or Dallin Harrington or whoever else it was, I'm fine. I'm just being honest. But Flea, you said something. Rick Brunson, like you said, the whole coaching staff deserves some criticism. But Rick Brunson was the only guy I seen making an effort. At least on the sideline, standing up, talking to players. Like I said, the other dudes, I told you, I thought I might have seen Mo Cheeks sleep one time on the court. I mean, but you, right? Won't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But you're 100% correct. Whoever Mike Brown brings in, like I said, I just hope it's some great basketball minds. And if Rick Brunson has to go, I understand. But I also understand if he doesn't go. To me, I don't. That's the least of our problems. Is Rick Brunson on the coaching staff? Like I said, Mike Brown is coming into a situation where Tom Thibodeau, he left on a high note, and now Mike Brown has to come in and pick up on that. He has to add to that. So this is. I think this season is going to be very interesting, and now the bullseye's on our back, and Mike Brown is going to have to be the leader of that. Remember, the way Tom Thibodeau got fired, a lot of people didn't agree with it. From former and current players, the former and current coaches, the media, right? So right now, this is the first time in a long time where the Knicks had a bullseye on their back, and people are going to be watching us with a microscope. And Mike Brown, that's why I say, this has to be very strategic, and they really have to take their time and do this thing right, because, like you said, Fleet, if you don't come out like gangbusters in the first 5 to 10 games, and we struggle, and we ain't looking right, Lord have mercy. So they got to get this thing right. And I think Mike Brown, he got to figure this out, bro. So I think the least of our worries is worrying if Rick Brunson is going to be there or not. I think Rick Brunson's mindset is fine with if he's on the bench and has no say-so. I don't think he cares about that. Like Gilbert said, this shouldn't even be a topic. Nobody ain't thinking about Rick Brunson, honestly. So for me, that's the least of our worries. We have a window right now that's wide open. And if we can't jump through that window, we know who's going to get the blame. It's going to be the coach. So at least our worries is Rick Brunson being on that sideline. Let's see who Mike Brown brings in.
1,000,000%. Real quick, Flea, you did say you want Brunson to feel uncomfortable. You still want Brunson to get uncomfortable on that by looking at the sideline? Like, yo, he'll be okay.
I just want him to go out there and hoop. And hoop. Just go out there and hoop. I don't want the sideline talk no more. Your dad's over there, all that type. Just go hoop. Go just get back hungry. Like I said, he been hooping. He been playing his ass off 3 straight years for us. Never dogs it. We never go out there and never give 100%. But nah, just go hoop. It's Knicks Rehab. It's Fabian. It's AllBall. This is Flea. Authentic Knicks talk. Authentic basketball talk. This is who we are. We're not going to dress this up much. Sometimes you're going to get it off the whim. You're going to get it fly. You're going to get it, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get it however you get it. And if you don't like this, there are plenty other platforms that give you that cookie color polished shit. Go there. We love those guys too. But here, this is who we are. And we ain't changing. We're going to be at the top with them niggas just like this. So, again, let's take our time with this hire where we pick our coaching staff and what we do and let's get it right. That's all it's about, is getting it right. Just get it right.
Who's it? Lamar? Why are they saying you guys were dressed like Jehovah's Witnesses yesterday in my Discord?
They talk about me. That's the nigga said, though. The nigga said.
Yeah, Lamar. What up, Lamar? FY Sports in the building.
What up?
Nah, Watchtower Flea is crazy. I'm surprised. Hey, you heard what Flea said. And while you're at it, hit the like button, share, like, comment, subscribe. Links in the description. Show us plenty of love in many kind of ways. We're a one-stop shop over here. We're trying to keep it as independent as possible. We got the Cash App in there. Wish I could post it up. I should be posting it all up. But like Flea said, like Flea always says, this is what we sound like on the phone. It might be a little more raw. We don't want to get fined and flagged just yet. We don't want the channel taken down. And we do appreciate the love.
OG and jump off the screen 3, 4, 5 times a night.
He won't come back. Yo, I lost service, bro. I don't know. My phone, the battery died. I couldn't even, my charger wasn't working. Like, word.
My charger wasn't working.
All right. You gonna treat it like his hoes. He gonna treat it like one of his hoes. Watch, like we one of his hoes, Flea. Like, yo, my bad. I fell asleep. All right, AllBall, cool, no doubt. Speaking of sleeping, got some guys, former New York Knickerbocker, got their own podcast, Raymond Felton and them. They were talking about the best one-on-one players of all time, really the best pure scorers of all time. Excuse me. To the Baja. I didn't realize it was called To the Baja, the show. Like that. That's old school.
Theo Pinson, your guy that you love to hate.
I don't love to hate.
OG don't like him too with his face. Look at that. Oh, y'all niggas hate Theo? What Theo did to y'all niggas? That's a Nick. That's a Nick. Oh, shit. These niggas didn't even move.
To the Baja is talking about the best scorers in basketball history.
KD's the best. Melo.
Michael Jordan is the best. Y'all is tripping. Stop.
That was Charlie Villanueva?
There's not a soul that can stop Kevin Durant on the planet Earth.
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, them was put scraps on KD.
And he would shoot over them like this damn table.
My first 2 is already MJ and Kobe. Then after that, I'm like this right here with Melo and KD. I'm like this.
In terms of tool bag, what does Kyrie not have? The finish with either hand, left, right, go whichever way.
You put Kyrie over Allen Iverson?
Yes, I do. But I have Kai over Mike. He's the most gifted scorer. Mike can't shoot the 3-ball like
Mike
Kyrie.
showed it before he retired. He could shoot the 3-ball. You tripping. He was a youngin', so I understand.
I get it. You never seen enough. I get it.
I watched Mike play. How you gonna not have Kyrie up there? Come on, guys. He's in the conversation with MJ and Kobe.
No, you put him over MJ.
And that's fine. Are you mad at it? Are you really
yes,
mad
I'm
that
mad at it.
You're right. I gotta go Mike, Kobe. Because Kobe did play a game left-handed.
Kobe's probably number one. You guys are right.
So you putting Kyrie top 3?
Kobe, Kai, Mike.
Wow. He put Mike 3. I'm done. What's yours?
MJ, Kobe, Kyrie, Melo, KD.
MJ, Cole, KD. I got AI, bro. I don't know what are y'all talking about right now.
If I gotta drop it, I'm not giving the ball to AI.
Are you kidding? Please, please. He took a Philly team that was garbage to the finals.
Does AI have a post game?
Does Kyrie have a post
Yes,
game?
Kyrie has a fucking post
He
game.
does have a post game.
Kyrie is an evolved version of AI.
Kyrie would put AI in front of him.
No, he wouldn't.
I got MJ, Cole, KD, Kai, Melo.
Hey, y'all know what's crazy though? Is that we sit here talking about this and nobody said LeBron, he's a scoring champ.
Oh shit! He that was the all ball. That was the all ball layup. Nah, get out of here, Raymond Felton. Yo, you DM'd your man Raymond Felton and told him to say that all ball. Yo, how come nobody mentioned LeBron? We heard Kyrie, we heard Allen Iverson, Kobe, MJ, Melo's name got thrown in there, KD, all ball. Where are we going with this, man? How are we feeling? What do you think?
So-
Best scorer of all time, best pure scorer, how people want to dress this
So
thing.
I actually like that debate. I think it's a good debate, but I'm gonna give y'all a name that I don't know, why people leave him out. I know people don't like him, but for me, after Kobe, Mike, okay, you have KD, you have Melo and them guys, Kyrie, okay, great players. James Harden belongs in that discussion, whether people want to like it or not. If we're talking pure scoring, we're not talking all-around game. We're not talking passing. We're not talking defense. The topic is pure scoring. What James Harden was doing in Houston, I'm sorry, he's in that conversation. I'm putting him over AI, and I'm putting him over Kyrie. If we're talking pure scoring. Now, remember, the Kyrie things gets tricky because people say, he's the greatest skill set. He can do it all. We're talking pure scoring. James Harden, the 3-ball, get to the free throw line, get to the basket. I'm going to be honest. James Harden is in that conversation. If we're talking pure scoring, let's not move the goalposts. Let's not go with who you like more. Let's not go with, like I said, there's nothing else to talk about. Pure scoring. James Harden deserves to be in that conversation. So for me, with top 5 with those names, let's be realistic. No order: Kobe, Mike, KD. After that, if you have AI, Kyrie, James Harden, pure scoring, I'm gonna be honest. I'm putting James Harden over Kyrie and AI. If we're talking pure scoring, not impact of the game, not the best league, like scoring. I think James Harden belongs in that discussion. I think they left that name out, and I'm surprised with guys that played in the league and things of that nature. I don't understand how people dismiss what James Harden and what he did in Houston every year, giving that team a chance to get to the playoffs, conference finals, going up against the juggernaut Golden State. And people always say due to injuries, they might have beat Golden State. Listen, what James Harden was doing at that time, averaging 30-plus MVP, I think James Harden deserves to be in a discussion of one of the greatest pure scorers we've ever seen in this game. You don't have to be a fan of him, but you can't leave him out of that discussion if you're going to bring up Kyrie Irving and Allen Iverson and don't bring up James Harden. Paul Pierce said he invented the step back. Well, James Harden globalized it. They made up a rule for James Harden where, like Fabian said, he almost had you where you didn't want to watch the game. He was a video game at one time where you watched him and was like, yo, what the fuck? Step back 3-point and one. So for me, like I said, you get the juggernauts, the Kobe, LeBron. Okay, you throw KD in there. I'm not arguing that. But after that, James Harden has to be in that discussion. But Flea, I'm going to let you cook. But once again, Flea, with this conversation, people will move the goalposts because you don't like them or because of this or because of that. Stick to pure scoring. Houston Rockets, James Harden was out of control. Out of control. And for a couple years, he was up there with being one of the best players in the NBA. So I think James Harden deserved to be in that discussion.
Please, you usually love these discussions, or you hate them, depending on your mood. What do you think
Y'all
about
niggas know me, man. Y'all niggas know me, man.
What do you think about the best pure score of all time, and really the reaction to the bah?
I mean, I think those kind of conversations dope, right? When you're talking about a skill like that, just putting the ball in a bucket, which that's what's the game is all about, right? When you boil this game all the way down to the bare bone, it's about putting it in the basket, right? And so I'm not gonna argue order and things like that. I think y'all know how I feel about Kobe Bryant, right? But I respect all the other guys that they talked about, like Michael. Michael's phenomenal. KD, I think, is probably the most unguardable guy if we're talking about just being able to, game plan for and play man to man and things like that. KD is probably the matchup nightmare, right? But for me, I always enjoy guys that could get to it in 3 dribbles or less, 4 dribbles or less. Like, I enjoyed the guys that get right to it. They could get to their spot and their footwork is impeccable and their awareness on the court is impeccable and, their manipulation of the backboard, right? Being able, like, we talk about Kyrie Irving and that finishing ability. That adds to being a pure scorer because not a lot of guys can score at 3 levels, right? From the 3 mid-range and getting downhill. We talking about a guy that is under 6'5" that could do it like that. We Kobe Bryant is quoted as saying, Allen Iverson is 6'6", you niggas is food. And he was already killing you niggas at 5'11". So we talked about it yesterday. OG was talking about height difference in terms of one-on-one. If Allen Iverson is a 6'6" guard, good night for you niggas. Good night, right? And we add in just the same guy, just put him in a 6'6" body. It's a different animal. So there's so many great scores in the comments, man. They putting out some like phenomenal names out there right now that really got to a bucket. I see Adrian Dantley's name, Alex English name. Yeah, these names are like
King.
Nard. Like, these names are synonymous with just scoring the basketball, right? Fisher's list right there. Jordan, Kobe, all of that, like all of those guys. I think did I see Andrew Toney's name? Somebody threw Andrew Toney's name out there. The Boston Strangler. Like a bucket though.
Mid-range guard.
Yeah.
A bucket, right? Niggas forget. They remember Bob McAdoo coming off the bench in LA. But Buffalo Braves Bob McAdoo is
He changed
a
the game.
bucket.
Ahead of his time.
It's a bucket, right? Like, so I don't think the argument for us, because we could sit here and argue about it, but I don't think the argument for us is who's the best pure scorer of all time. Throwing James Harden in there, though, I agree, right? You're talking about 3 years in a row, 30 or better, 3 scoring titles, right? For me, it was a hard watch. I'll be honest with you. Like, it just, I couldn't watch it at times because it was, what we call, me and my guys, we call it unethical hoops. Like, it just wasn't ethical hoops, man. It was real unethical, man. It was, it was foul baiting. It was not foul baiting. I don't like that term. It was manipulating the defenders to not give them a chance to play you straight up. And as an offensive player, that's what you're supposed to do. But I like when a guy gets the ball and he can get to it. Like, I don't want to worry about having you, try to play me straight up. Let's get to it, right? Show me that you're better than me. And so for a long time, it felt like Harden was allowed to do some of the things that he was allowed to do, and nobody could figure out how to do it. I remember, who was it? Was it Josh Hart? Did Josh Hart play with his hands behind his back?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that highlight? Was that Josh Hart when he was with the Pelicans?
I don't remember, but I remember that.
Somebody in the comments fact check that for me. But I absolutely remember niggas playing behind him. The rim, him, and the ball is there. These niggas is playing behind him just so he can't get touched. Like, he put people in a very, very tough position to defend him when he was getting to it.
But real quick, Fleet, before I let y'all go.
It was Josh Hart while on the Lakers.
See? Oh,
right,
so
right.
On the Lakers. I thought it was.
Right, but as much as, like I said, and that's my point with the James Harden thing, As much as we didn't like it, he still put the ball in the bucket. But let me ask y'all this. Does Steph Curry belong in that conversation of one of the greatest pure scorers of all time?
Sure.
Easily.
No question.
Easily.
No question.
If James Harden is in it,
no question.
You got to go with the guy that did what James Harden did, and then you made a championship, a dynasty around them. Like that. That's when see Jordan, Kobe, and these are names people leaving off. And I don't know why we just go with just strictly perimeter, but let's get a little bit. We went with Bernard King. How do we? You said Bob McAdoo. That's why I love you brought that up. Bob McAdoo was like one of the first front-facing big men of all time.
6'10", 6'11", give it to you however you want it, right?
And he'd be still on the Miami Heat bench. I've seen Bob McAdoo stick around the league.
Yes.
But then the game evolved to where we got Dirk. How is Dirk not one of the best pure scorers? That's what he did. If anything, that's how he made his money. So, AI is a tough conversation for me because I think AI and Kobe get better if they played 15 years later. We can't touch you now completely. Watch this. Because Kobe's just so super skilled. He would embarrass people out there. Like Kobe started to embarrass people. Like that was the tricks he was doing. And then with James Harden, I think they were taking advantage of that kind of stuff. KD kind of started that with the rip. Even though he is Kevin Durant, he's just physically.
Fabian, Thomas Banks and Trav Ryan shouted out Brandon Roy. I think that's a great name to highlight as well, bro.
Brandon Roy I couldn't believe he was that good. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't gonna make that. Oh shit,
tough, yo.
He was tough.
He would just jump. He could jump everything. That's when Portland has a curse on him, man. But James Harden is a tough watch. I mean, but he's clearly one of the best scorers ever. It's just that what did you do? At some point, you're a natural scorer. Now it looks like it's natural, it's effortless. How did you help the team put this to another level? And that's what the Dirks, Kobe's, Michael Jordan's, Bernard King didn't get to that point. He got hurt. I think the guys that are going to be left off this because it's not.
I kicked Big Dog in the back a couple of episodes ago. Big Dog came into the league, averaged 20 as a rookie. As soon as he stepped on the floor, bucket.
Shout out to Ryan because he's the first person to say, "Yo, Carmelo ain't nothing but a new big dog." And I'm like, that ain't that bad of a.
It ain't bad. It ain't bad. It ain't awful. Right. It's not bad.
But I think his point was that if he doesn't change his game, remember how Glenn Robinson ended up flaming out. So Carmelo obviously still have more to him, but Carmelo obviously should be in this conversation. But the guys that are not going to get mentioned, it's a boring answer. Kareem, y'all going you can't talk about LeBron because you're gonna say, oh, how about Kareem? Most unstoppable move ever. It sounds boring, but it's really a hook shot, and you can't do nothing about this shit. And then somebody that nobody, Will Chamberlain, of course, but somebody that nobody ever mentions is Shaq. He did nothing but score. What are you gonna do with that? This is okay. Pure scorer.
It's true.
I'm shooting 55% from the field. There's nothing you could do. You're gonna hack a Shaq because you can't stop it. And it's like, but maybe that's why we don't bring it up because it's like, bro, that's not even. Leave them out of it. Leave them out of it. And who are the perimeter guys that was so ill that now you have to compare them to Shaq and them, where they're that dominant. And that's when you get Jordan, Kobe, the Dirks of the world. I'm trying to think who's an honorable mention to what you were saying, Flea. Like Paul Pierce. I seen Paul Pierce the other day say he's the best pure scorer ever, one of the best.
But Paul need a little more respect, like a lot more respect. Like we took people to put it in perspective. By year 4, fact check me. By year 4, Paul Pierce had Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
In 2001?
By year 4.
He came in 98, right?
By 2002, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. Somebody fact check that for me. That's a fact. Kenny Anderson was there with them, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So all I'm saying is that Paul came in and upped it.
I totally agree. I think this conversation, that's why I say it gets tricky because, it's like, all right, Paul Pierce never averaged 35, but that doesn't mean he's not a pure scorer. You get what I'm saying? I totally agree. Paul Pierce, because I did a post years ago And I think Paul Pierce deserves a lot more respect than people give him. Like, Paul Pierce was a dog, man. And if you going, who do you want the ball in their hands under 10 seconds? Paul Pierce is in that conversation. Big shot after big shot. But I agree. But I think this conversation, it can go so many ways. But I think a guy that's, for some reason, people don't talk about enough when it comes to pure scoring is Stephen Curry. I'm surprised those guys on that platform didn't bring him up. I think when you bring up Kyrie, I understand the handles separates him and just how he can, finish with both hands. But Curry is no slouch under the rim. He's not Kyrie. But, like you said, Fleet, 3-level threat. The three, the mid-range, to the basket. I think Steph Curry belongs in that conversation when you talk about the greats as far as just pure scoring. Because we know Curry can pass the ball, but what is he known for? Scoring the basketball. So I think, guys like him, Paul Pierce, James Harden, and then y'all just named, like you said, the chat killed it with Bernard King, just all those other names. But there's a lot of guys when it comes to just pure scoring, that thing can get tricky. That top 5 or top 10, I don't think you can get it right or wrong.
And oh yeah, I like that name. Jamal Monster Mash is crazy.
Mash was different.
To me, an honorable mention will always be, please, maybe second favorite player all time, Allen Houston. And then once I think of Allen Houston, I go, yo, Cuttino Mobley used to just kill out of nowhere. Cuttino Mobley
to get a bucket, pure scoring. And some people may disagree, like, oh, Allen was soft,
he gets a bucket.
This, that. Allen was a pure shooter and could go and will put 50 on your head.
Listen, at one time, and this is never discussed, at one time, him and Steve Francis was one of the best backcourts to watch in the NBA. They were lethal.
No question.
Lethal.
No question.
So I agree that this list can be so crazy because, once again, it's just pure scoring. Put the ball in their hand. They are going to get a bucket no matter what. So I love this conversation. Like I said, I don't think you can get it right or wrong, but you can't leave certain names out. Like I said, for those guys, big shout out to the Baja podcast. For y'all to be in the league and forget some of these names, you cannot, listen, you cannot not mention Steph Curry with what he's done in the past 15 years. It's impossible to leave that name out. So
impossible. Can't do it.
Yeah, once you start going Elgin Baylor and Alex English, it's like, once we start watching the footage, like the way they showed Jerry West shooting a regular fadeaway jumper, like I'm like, yo, it look like Mike. Oh, so they this is an art, a skill. And when you hear Jordan talk about basketball, that's how he talks about basketball. This is the art. This is what we're doing. Kobe, I think Kobe talked about it that way too. There's certain respect.
But also, I'm sorry to control. Even with so that's what I'm saying. When you go back there, look at Iceman Gervin. It's so many guys that. With the stories, what y'all want, I give y'all that at the half. Ain't no problem. So for me, right. This conversation, I love it. It's just that it's sad that so many guys will get left off because it's either not your cup of tea or it's too back in the day. You know how them conversations go. But for me,
did we say DT? Did we mention DT? David Thompson?
Nah, I didn't even see David Thompson. We didn't even mention Larry Bird.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But David Thompson,
you say Larry Bird's name? Like
Thompson, like that's who Jordan really patterned his game after. Like if you watch Mike, he looked like David Thompson at was it NC State?
DT different.
He's the guy that the OG, the D Wade and Brandon Roy and these dudes and Ant-Man. That's really their OG. He's 6'4", yamming it on you. But I didn't know if he was a super skilled mid-range dude.
Bro, even a T-Mac, how he doesn't get mentioned. Remember, Kobe said it, God rest his soul. One of the guys I had the toughest to guard. So, listen, I think if there's one player that should always be mentioned, I think it's Steph Curry. You can't leave him out of that. If you want to put Kyrie and Allen Iverson, those guys in your top 5, it's nowhere in the world Curry is not in there. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says. When we talk about pure scoring, that young man, what he did in Davidson up until now, that is pure scoring. Pure scoring. So I I think Curry would have to be in that top 5 if we're going to have AI and Kyrie in that discussion as far as top 5. You have to put Curry in there.
I don't think AI is in that.
1,600 plus points. When I put the shoes down, Fish, 1,600. That's Googleable. Then you get another 1,000 plus rebounds. So it's 1,000, right? Leading scorer of all time. That's Googleable. I can get a bucket. Sorry. Love my Fish keep a nigga humble, boy. I love Fish. Keep a nigga humble.
They keep tugging on a cape, man.
I know.
On a do-rag flap. But
I know. I gotta let the flap flap. Nigga, like I'm old, nigga. Shit. Let the shit flap. Oh, P.
I mean, that leads to that leads to the other joint. If you want to talk about that real quick, with what Brandon Jennings' point, he would take homie over Derrick Rose.
Before we go there, I saw somebody say,
Hold on, please. I just got it. AllBall's face was.
Yo, no, they said, who you taking, prime Brandon Roy or prime Victor Oladipo? I couldn't scroll fast enough. Like, I couldn't scroll fast enough. Like, what?
Nah, Brandon Roy was.
What?
Yeah, he was. And no disrespect to Oladipo, he was good.
None to Victor. He was good.
Brandon Roy was he was going to be up there with these guys, with D Wade and them. He was getting close. He was right there, neck and neck, damn near. But I don't know if Oladipo's Brandon Roy, the game winners, just the shots he would make. That's what separates you, when you could just make something out of nothing. Brandon Roy was crazy, bro. He was ill.
Crazy. You taking Gil? You taking prime Gil over prime Derrick Rose? OG?
Gilbert Arenas over Derrick Rose.
What?
That's for sure. I'm taking Gilbert Arenas. I'm taking Gilbert Arenas.
Lord.
Hey, Nick, tell Nick can't leave you out of the conversation, baby.
And I love both. And no. And I love both. But I just feel like Gil averaged 28 and 29. And if he don't get hurt, we know what that look like.
If D Rose don't get hurt, do you know?
That means he can't get past Miami. He was never getting past Miami.
Oh shit! Shit! Hold on! A few pieces away.
And I love D Rose. No, and I love, but I don't think Chicago had enough.
A few pieces are getting away.
But does he get past Miami?
But does he get past Miami? Because in the fourth quarter, you know who they put on him? LeBron. We gonna sit here.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I'm just saying.
I don't know, bro.
They had Gil, the best player in the league, when he was averaging 28 and 29.
Hey, remember Gil? Put it like
the best player in the league
was the biggest threat to.
Niggas keep talking about we got to go to these platforms for the facts. That is not a fact. I was there. We all were there. 03, 4, 5, 6, that little stretch when Gil was great, he was never considered the best player. Get the fuck out of here. That just pissed me off. I didn't even know he said that. Are you kidding me?
He said they said Gilbert Arenas was the best player in the game after 3 games. During the 3-game stretch in the
Never. That was never true. Ever.
Well, Kevin Garnett just sitting around here. Kobe just sitting around here. Tim Duncan just sitting around here. Yeah, sure. Dirk's just sitting around here. But we're going to take
Allen
Gilbert.
Is still around. Like, best player in the league?
He said they will go.
See, the problem is that winning is never attached to that dickhead. Like, the winning is always attached to the other guys. But when he talks, it never can attach winning to him. Ever. Ever. When has he ever elevated a team to win anything? How much? I'm gonna hold on, OG. Go ahead and cook. How much did Derrick Rose average against Brandon Jennings for his career? Can you find out for me real quick, Fabian? While OG does what he does, that's findable. That's easy.
Didn't Derrick Rose make Brandon Jennings cry in high school, some shit like that?
Flea, I'm like Flea. I'm not wasting 20 minutes on this topic, bro.
Say no more. We got 5 minutes. That's all we need.
That is the second worst basketball take I've ever heard. Number one is Colin Cowherd. It's not even close.
What'd he say?
Colin Cowherd told the world, we have Ben Simmons, LeBron, you can go. That is the number one worst take in basketball history. Brandon Jennings just made the second worst take in basketball history. Hey, Fleet, that's what you call my brother's keeper.
Yeah.
That's what you call my brother's keeper. I'm going to tell you what's the worst thing about that tape. Nobody on that platform scolded him about that. What Tim Hardaway did to them, that's what they were supposed to do to Brandon Jennings with that tape. Take his microphone off and kick him off his own show. You got former players up there, bro. Like, come on, man. Y'all too subtle with that. That shit was egregious. And you said it with a straight face. Bro, are you kidding me? A prime Gilbert is better than a prime D Rose? Listen, I need friends like that. I need friends like that. Seriously. I need y'all up here to tell me prime ball is better than prime Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, we please. Please.
I co-sign that.
But Fleet, you get what I'm saying? It's like, yo, come on. Come on, come on, bro.
He's a nasty hater. You see, Fabian is such a nasty ass hater.
Yo, that tape was terrible. And I see Swaggy P was over there, like, yeah, like, bro, how do y'all agree with that? Listen, man.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That shit was terrible, bro. That was terrible.
Flea, D Rose versus Brandon Jennings. He averaged 21 versus Brandon Jennings. He got 16, 19, 25, 12, 17, 30, 34, 26, 16, 30, 24. So that's from 2010, 2009 to 2016. He got to play Brandon Jennings. And I guess 2012 was really his prime, right? Well, 2014, yeah, he got 32 points on him. 30 points, I mean. Yeah, Derrick Rose, neither one of them really had a prime. Brandon Jennings or D Rose. Brandon Jennings, yeah, or D Rose or Gilbert Arenas. None of them had a prime. So they all, you know, up in the air. But Brandon Jennings' statement that Gilbert Arenas was at one point the best player.
Bro, listen, to me, this is what solidifies the whole thing. I've never heard nobody say they ducked Gilbert Arenas smoke. How many plays we heard say when Derrick Rose came to town, niggas all of a sudden got sick?
Niggas was getting sick. Niggas was getting the Derrick Rose flu.
Conversation over, Flea.
Ducking smoke. I don't want to play tonight. I want to play tonight.
Conversation over, Flea.
JR, thank you for your $4.99. Bad take by Jennings. We didn't even get to see D Rose in his prime. I don't think we got to see Gilbert Arenas in his prime. And I'll throw all Gilbert Arenas and shoot him some bail. I think he brought the whole era was ushered in. Gilbert Arenas is ahead of his time. Like, he's shooting from the logo, spinning around on a three-pointer, celebrating like Steph Curry and all that. Gave Kobe 60 and the Lakers 60 and all that. Yes, he was tough. Don't get me wrong. But then he brought up LeBron James locked up D Rose in the fourth quarter of that game in the conference finals. Yeah, I agree with that. LeBron James whispered to Gilbert Arenas at the free throw line, and he missed 2 free throws to end the fucking series, bro. Stop.
Tapped right here in his heart.
Stop. You say you went to the military after that, 0 dark 30, and I went, you ain't learned nothing. D Rose, he was embarrassing you on all fronts. And Gilbert will admit it. The athletic guard like that starts getting to shoot better from the mid-range, he's unguardable at some point. Gilbert was fast, but someone who could yam it on you, get the and one, now you're getting embarrassed. You're going to be on a highlight reel just because you drop 50 on somebody don't mean you're making a highlight reel. Derrick Rose, you're making a Derrick Rose highlight reel 50 times forever. He's going to yam it on you and drop 40. Better than D Rose? I never thought that.
See, Gil ain't been around enough. Gil didn't grow up getting humbled, right? He, grew up in the valley, around all them white folk. He ain't really around. He ain't in the hood. He ain't around niggas. So he ain't getting to it the way he need to get to it. He's the best player in the valley. And so that's love. But then when you come around, like, you don't know how to act. Your mind just be thinking. He always thought he was better than everybody. And are you kidding me? And that small bubble in the valley, yeah, I'm sure he was great. But as you look at it in the entire state of California, niggas was ball players. Ball players all throughout the state of California. Gil got to cut this shit out. He was great. He was great. Never as good as Derrick Rose at primes. Never. Gil's peak. Forget the primes. Gil's peak and Derrick Rose's peak. Whatever those are. Give me Gil. Sorry. I mean, give me Derrick Rose. Sorry.
MVP.
Braun should have won that.
I agree.
Braun should have won that.
I agree. Well, I thought Thibodeau #1 defense in the league.
That's what happened, right? 60 wins.
JR, thank you for another 499. Brandon still made a one-legged Rose. Took his spot when he was stinking it up in New York. Oh, Brandon's still mad at a one-legged D Rose.
He did.
Did he really take his spot? Thibodeau's a coach, man.
Was Tibbs there at that time? Oh yeah,
I don't know. I just made that up. I was hoping you going. No, it wasn't Fabian. Like, oh, okay.
It's fucking ancient history that conference finals though. But he did make it last year.
He won't make it this year.
Ball suckers.
Are we live?
Big fling.
The fucking biggest.
Well, good folks, good night. Thank you for sticking around for our reactions. We love y'all in the comments. Tomorrow, 8 p.m., we will be going live from FYF Sports as well. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the links in the description. Show us all the love in the world. We try to show love back. Again, enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night, good folks. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.